Hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. I am just going to make sure that I am live on both LinkedIn and YouTube. So if you're joining from LinkedIn, give me a hey, hi, let me know. If you're joining from YouTube, give me a hey, hi, let me know. Because I got this notice saying that LinkedIn had like an outage and oh, wait a minute. I don't know. All right. So we're going to keep going. If it's not going live, I will upload the replay, make sure that everyone is getting the replay. Okay, no, we're on. All right, all right. All right. So just wanted to make sure, yeah. So I know a lot of things are going on in the world. And I wanted to make sure that I start off by giving my sympathies and prayers and well wishes to everyone in California. I think LinkedIn's headquarters is in California. I have a lot of clients, associates, friends who are in California. I lived in California for 2 years myself, my husband and I, my son. So just wanted to make sure that we start there. And if you all want to donate, I know there are some services out there and people have their own GoFundMe. If there's someone that you know or you follow and they're looking for support, feel free to support them if it's in your heart. So wanted to just say that as we start. And this is an interesting topic today. This is something that has been coming up the more that I've been talking to people, especially now. Yeah, I just had a birthday, so I am 44, loving it. And a lot of my clients are now in their 40s and over. And one of the things that they're experiencing is divorce or some sort of separation. And so, this being the beginning of the year, I wanted to talk about this. But instead of just diving right in, I'm actually making it a series on starting over. That has been the underlying theme. I've been having a lot of calls with people. I've been doing lives, I've been doing workshops, and hearing from you all. And the common theme seems to be starting over. And then there are these subsets, whether it's a new job, a new career, a divorce, a relocation, having a child. Like it's some version of I'm starting over. So, what I'm calling this is the Six Figure Starting Over series for 2025. So, for the next 4 weeks, I'm going to be sharing different topics on starting over and how you can still advance in your career, make six figures, and have a life and career that you love, even when you're starting over, even after a divorce or a separation, even after a major shift in your life. I want you to know what is still possible. Okay. All right. So that's how we're doing it. Hey, hi, if you're new to my channel, if you are new to my network, welcome. I am Latrice Huff, career and leadership coach to women of color. And it is my mission and my movement to put more women of color in leadership roles and help us get to six figures and beyond. Because when we make more money, we change the world. We invest more in our community, we help each other, and we change the world for the better. Side note, another question I've been getting a lot is, do I work with men? I do. I have male private clients. I have male clients who will sometimes, they're not in the groups, but they do work with me. I started off working with men, helping, my husband was in the military, and I started off helping like transitioning soldiers and military spouses. So yes, I work with men. I'll go more into that. I'll do a Q&A, maybe like on Sunday or something. I'll do a Q&A because I've been getting a lot of questions about who specifically do I work with. And it even came up, people were like, well, do you work with people who are divorced or separated or single? I was like, yes, we're all human. And we share, and we have a shared experience here. And it's usually around starting over. I myself am married. I've been married for 10 years. And in that 10 years, we have started over a lot, meaning my husband was in the military. We constantly started over with relocations. When I went from being a single mother to now a married wife, I started over. I started over in careers. And I have worked with numerous men and women who were either going through a divorce or recently divorced. And wanted to advance in their career. And it is a little different when you are recently separated or recently divorced. The process that I noticed you have to go through is slightly different, but it is possible and you can have more than you ever imagined. All right. So, as you all are joining, give me hey, hi, tag anyone and share this with anyone who you know who is even going through a bad breakup, a separation, a divorce. This is really going to be a positive and encouraging session as well about what is possible. Okay. So, first, I want to start with, and I have my little notes here, who this is for. Again, this is going to be for any woman or man, okay, who has recently gone through a divorce, a separation, or a breakup. This is the first part of our series in six figures for 2025 and starting over, the starting over series, right? So you want to start over. You're starting over in your career, you're starting over in your life, in your relationship, and you want to advance and make six figures and beyond. This is for you. All right. If you are like Latrice, I am loving this and I am ready, ready, ready. If you like, girl, I ain't even heard all the tips yet, but I'm ready, ready, ready. And you've been watching and you know you want to work with me, just type in the comments ready, or you can DM me ready and I'll let you know about my two programs. We have the Fearless Branding Formula that helps you get to your first six figures and increase your salary by $20 to $50,000. And then we have the Leadership Legacy, which helps women of color land leadership roles or in their business, or land leadership roles in their business and get to 200K and beyond without sacrificing family time and personal freedom. So if you're ready, just DM me ready. I'll send you the link. We get on a call, we enroll you in and start advancing in your career. But let me hop into my tip. My first tip, and I always recommend this with my clients, is grieve what you have lost. This step is important. Even if you like, I've been done with her, I've been done with him, Latrice, you don't understand. No, you don't understand. This is an important step in the process to grieve what you lost. There is something, even if you were like, we were married for 10 months. Okay, well, you lost that future that you thought would be. If you're like, we were married for 10 years and then you were divorced, grieve that. It is okay. And it is part of the process to effectively and healthily, is healthily a word? And healthily to heal and move on, you need to start the grieving process. And you may think like, what does career have to do with me grieving and grieving what could have been with my no good spouse, right? Well, it has to do with, if you're carrying that baggage, if you're carrying that weight, it will show up when you're interviewing. It will show up when you are like updating your resume. It will show up and you'll be hearing their voice and things that you all talked about and they complained about when you go to apply for a job. Like, they don't think I can make this, or they always like, they gonna say, like, after I got with them, then I'm gonna do good in my career. No, you need to grieve that so you can start the healing process. Now, that's not to say you need to be 100% healed and 100% over the situation before you advance in your career. No, but it is the first step, and you need to be in that process as you continue on throughout the process to advancing your career. So let me know if that makes sense. All right. Your first step is definitely going to be to like really be honest with yourself and grieve what you've lost, and whichever way is comfortable for you to get that out. What you don't want is that stuff stirring up, and it will come. Let me tell y'all, things come up at the most awkward times. I've been having conversations with people about the weather, and things come up about their ex. I'm like, all right, we need to work on this, right? Or I'm giving interview prep, and they're like, and you know what? My husband always said that. Whoa, like that's not even right. It will come up in the most awkward times if we do not grieve and kind of resolve that in the beginning of the process. So that is step one. Okay. And again, I am someone who has started over plenty of times. And I've had some serious breakups in my lifetime too, as well. And each time I've had a serious breakup, right, I've actually advanced further, gotten further, right? So I know what I'm talking about. I've helped my clients and I've been through this myself. All right. Number two, when we're talking about like grieving what you've lost, you are losing an identity. That identity being tied to someone's wife, being someone's partner, being someone's husband. That identity for right now has been stripped from you, right? Whether it was your idea or someone else's idea. There's a shift in your identity. And honestly, you need to embrace this new identity. This is a great time for you to really be like, this is a new identity. I can reinvent myself. I like to call it a rebrand. You get to rebrand. You get to decide, do you want to keep your name? Do you want to change it, go back to your maiden name? And I see women especially have a lot of drama over this. And this is how it shows up. I've seen people stall updating their resume because they're like, I don't know if I should change my name or not. I don't know if I should hyphen, put it in parentheses, formally as. And I'll talk about marriage because when I first got married, I went through the exact same thing because I was now losing that identity too. Um, and so I had a name change, and it took me over a year before I changed my name, right? And I transitioned. I didn't change it. Then I was like in parentheses off. Then I was like formally like it was so dragged out and so much drama. And honestly, it held me back. It held me back. Embrace this new identity. You get to decide this new identity now. Is your new identity someone who is ambitious, but also caring for their family, but also it's like, I'm gonna make this money, right? Is your new identity a director? Is your new identity like, hey, I'm used to being a leader and now you know what, I just want to be an individual contributor? You get to decide your new identity and your next identity. You get to take control of that. And what that looks like, first step, deciding what your name will be and be consistent with that. Right? Don't like have one name on your resume, another name on LinkedIn, another name that you applied with. And I have seen this, right? We're just going to be consistent. This is why that first step is to grieve what you've lost, so you don't have all this internal conflict when it comes to a simple thing as like, what's your name? And I have seen people struggle with that question on what name should they put on their LinkedIn? What name should they put on their resume? Okay. So these are things that you don't honestly think about until you're in that situation, but it can stall you out. But you need to start identifying and embracing this new identity that you now get to select, right? You now get to choose it. You just need to be consistent. Think of it as a rebrand. It can be fun even in tough times. You can find light, you can find happiness even in difficult times or times of transition, okay? And then number three, I want you to embrace what is possible. Now, once you have this new identity, embrace what's possible. I've had people tell me, like, oh, my, ex always wanted to, like, live in New York and I hate New York and I don't want to stay here. Okay, well, guess what? You don't need to do that now. You can now embrace the possibility, right? And you need this belief. I actually want belief of what's possible, right? But you need to know that now everything is open to you. Maybe I've had people say, like, oh, I never wanted to make more than my spouse, right? Well, guess what? You don't have to worry about that now. Now the sky is the limit with your income. Right. So think about, I want you to start embracing the possibilities. And a way to do this is really start going back to maybe who you were or what goals, what thoughts, what things you wanted before you married your spouse. And you may have to revisit that person and go back and be like, what were her goals? What did she want to do? Did I get off track? And it's nothing wrong if you did. We're now believing in what's possible. We're now embracing the possibilities. Do you want a new location? Do you want to travel? What's the new lifestyle you want? If you like, hey, I couldn't work at home because we was always arguing, but now that I got peace, I can work from home, right? Or if you're like, I don't want to work from home. I want to go in the office or I want to work hybrid. You get to design these things, okay? You want to embrace the possibilities. This is going to bring me to number four. And it's gonna bring me to number 4. And this is one of the things, this is the first thing I ask my clients when we work together in either Fearless Branding Formula or Leadership Legacy. Say, what do you want? Now is a good time. Once you've embraced the possibilities and you're like, all these things are possible. Now, what do you really want? Like I had a client tell me, I had someone tell me, she was like, no, this, I don't know, good or bad. She was like, Latrice, once I get 6 figures, I'm gonna leave my partner. I was like, well, I like, you don't need 6 figures. Like I was like, hey, if you're gonna be with somebody, be with somebody. If you don't want to be with them, don't be. I don't want to be responsible for any broken home. And it was that she wanted completely different things. And I was like, sometimes being and difficult relationships can stall you, you can forget what you really want, right? And I do believe she stayed with her partner. They worked it out, but let's just say that they stayed together. But just know that when you and someone have different ideas or you want different things, and the divorce has already happened, you're already like it's already done, you now have this opportunity to go back to what you've really wanted, right? You now can decide, like, what is it that I really want? And it should align with your new lifestyle. Like, who are you now? This is why we talked about identity first, right? Think about it. And this is what I recommend to all of my clients: write it down. Write down what you want. When we work together, I'm going to ask you, what do you want? And if you're like, I don't know what I want, I'll be like, okay, we'll work on discovering that. But then what type of lifestyle do you want? Right? You have to know something. And a lot of times when people are having self doubt or don't want to speak and say or write down what they want, it is usually because somebody else's voice is in their head. And whether that person is physically with you or not, their voice may be still with you, their impression may still be with you. So, this is why you need to get clear on what you really want. This is also why working with a coach and having a community of supportive people is so important as well. Because now we can say, like, hey, you may need to mute that other person's voice and turn up the volume on your voice. And we can help you find your voice in a community and with a coach. All right. Um, and then number 5 is I want you to go bold. This is always like the part of the process that is so fun to watch. Like I've had clients who were like introverted and shy, all of a sudden go bold and go after these like very visible leadership roles and get them and actually get them. So I want you to go bold. Now that you know what you want, go bold. You ain't got no time to waste. It's 2025. Go bold. Go after what you want. If you're like, I've always wanted this leadership role, go after it, even if it's 2 levels above where you are. If you're like, you know what, I've always been a leader, I just want a high level individual contributor role, then do that. Then you can be a high level individual contributor. You can do that. Go bold, go after what you want and do something out of the norm, right? If you're like, I usually go on LinkedIn or Indeed, type in director, see what they have, make sure I meet 99 to 100% of all the qualifications, and then I may apply a week later, right? I want you to go bold and do something out of the norm, meaning I talked to a former colleague about a role, meaning I didn't even see an opening. I just reached out to this company, right? Go bold. It will help you so much, and you will even shock yourself about what you will accomplish in such a short amount of time when you start making these bold moves. But this is why, and I want to share it before I even get to the moves, we work on the mindset. Because if you're still grieving, if you don't know what's possible for you, if you're still stuck in this mindset, it's going to be very, very difficult for you to make big, bold moves. What's going to happen is you're going to default to your norm and nothing will change. But when you're ready to advance in your career, especially after a divorce and as a woman of color, it is imperative that you work on your mindset and that you make bold moves. it is imperative. All right. So if you're like ready, if you are ready to make some bold moves, I invite you to work with me. We have the Fearless Branding Formula, which is designed to help women of color get to that first six figures, help you land a six-figure promotion, and increase your salary by $20,000 to $50,000. And if you're like, hey, Latrice, I am already making six figures, I'm now ready to make multiple six figures, or you're ready to make six figures in your business, then I invite you to join the Leadership Legacy Program. We're starting both programs this month. The Leadership Legacy Program is starting at the end of the month, and that is for ambitious women of color who are ready to get into these leadership roles, making 200K or more, but without sacrificing family time and their personal freedom. Like, you want to do it differently. You want to disconnect the concept of time and money. Leadership Legacy is the program for you. Just type "I'm ready," or you can DM me "ready," and we will get you on a call and discuss enrolling you all. And if I'm actually think I'm going to do like a free workshop. But in the meantime, I actually have a free gift for you all in honor of my birthday. I have a free gift. It is a 2025 career planner for women of color. It's a PDF. You can print it out as well to help you achieve your career goals in the next 90 days. If you want that, just put 2025. Just put 2025 in the comments and I'll get that link out to you guys. All right. And if you're watching the replay, my hashtag replay people, feel free to leave me a comment. I always go back and check the comments and respond. And I'm so excited and looking forward to the possibilities of 2025. Be sure to subscribe. Be sure to hit that notification bell twice so you'll get notified when I go live. And you can continue to watch the rest of the series where we're talking about six figures in 2025 and all about starting over. This is the Starting Over series in 2025. Well, have a good night. Bye.